Mary. I am so excited to be back here. I was feeling so badly this weekend, and I'm happy that I'm finally feeling a little bit more like myself. As you know, when you're under the weather and things are just rough, it's tough to get yourself back in gear and rocking and rolling. So in this Minute with Mary, I'm going to be sharing with you some simple, easy to use cream-based foundation makeup. I'm going to share some just kind of autumnal eyeshadow looks that you can use for any of the holidays coming on up, and I want to tell you about all of the great holiday specials that I do have coming up this next month. So I am going to be just checking some things to make sure that I can share this, because I don't want it to not be able to be seen by everybody. Do me a favor and say #HelloLovely if you're able to see this video, and if you're catching it on the replay, do me another favor and put #replay, as that way I can see who is tuning in. I love to know where people are tuning in from, so let me know that as well. And I am going to post in the comments a couple of little things for you. So first off, I'm sharing with you all the items that I'm using in today's look, in case you want to go shopping at minutewithmary.com. And then I also have a form for my customers. So if you are a customer of mine and you haven't yet filled out that form for me, take a moment and fill that out. And if you are not yet a customer, you're going to do the one that says new to Minute with Mary. Hi, Gloria. Great to see you. Let me just clean this up because it isn't looking the way that I want it to look, and I want it to be great. So let me know how y'all are doing and what you have been up to for this past week and this weekend. Here we go. This is what I want. New to Minute with Mary. That's what I wanted to say. New to Minute with Mary, and then current customers. So there we go. So if you are a current customer of mine, you haven't filled out that form, take a quick peek at it. You can do it over your lunchtime. If you are new and you would like maybe a complimentary consultation, just fill out that form, and I will also share with you all the items that I'm using in that link below. Hi, Rachel. Thanks so much for the #HelloLovely. Love seeing you on here. Thanks for keeping me company. I do have my eye masks on right now. As I said, I was sick this weekend, so I have not been getting as much rest as I normally would. These eye masks are amazing. They brighten and they tighten and they really hydrate under your skin, under your eyes. So if you have crepiness or discoloration or physical eye bags or crow's feet, these might be something you want to treat yourself to. They have instant results for the day that you wear it, but they also have long-term results as you continue to wear it over time. I love them, love them. I am going to do my eye makeup while my eye masks are on. And I wanted to put some face primer on. That's one of the big things that I like to do. So I'm just using my mattifying primer. This is going to help fill in my pores and my fine lines. I did have a very full weekend. That's the other thing, because I have just these random health issues that I'm continuing to deal with. If I do too many things on one day, my body is just not happy. So on Saturday we had my son's soccer game, and then we also had my children's fall festival at their school. Their costumes turned out okay. Actually they turned out great. I'm not even just okay, they turned out great, so I'm really proud of how those turned out. I made my son a Pokemon trainer costume. If you know Pokemon people, he was Ash, and it turned out actually really well. He loved it. And then my daughter was an Avatar. We have to figure out the face paint a little bit more for the Avatar, I'm not gonna lie. That one we need to work on. Hi, Allison, great to see you. Oh no, you're home with COVID again. What day is this for you? How long have you been sick? Let me know, and I will gladly keep you company, my friend, but it's great to see you here. Haven't seen your face on these for a little bit, so I'm happy to at least see you here and keep you company. So yeah, and then I just started to feel kind of crummy. Taking a little bit of eye primer just to really grab onto the eyeshadows I'm going to be using. I just started to feel crummy. My stomach wasn't feeling good. My head wasn't feeling well. So we ended up leaving the fall festival a little early because my little lad started to feel the same exact way. And I was like, all right, we've got some kind of stomach bug or something going on. We need to skedaddle. So we left. And then we took yesterday really slow, because then my little lass also got sick. So there is something going around, but I feel good today. So it might have just been like a 24-hour bug or so, but The three of us were not feeling good. And so we decided to watch Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. And what else did we watch? We also watched Raya and the Last Dragon. Rachel said, how do your kids' costumes turn out? Did you and Blake dress up too? So the kids' costumes are great. I'm using palette number 10. I linked it in the comments of this video. This is a great eyeshadow palette. Easy to use for beginners. Both palette 10 and palette 9, let me show you palette 9, are on sale in my October special. So this is palette 9. It's got more warm tones. And then this is palette 10. It's got cool tones. Let me know which one you like better. Do you like palette 9? Or do you like palette 10? I love them both, and they're just so easy to use. Like, you just do 3 across, like tic-tac-toe, and you're gonna have an amazing eyeshadow look. So I am gonna be doing palette 10 as I'm wearing green today, so I wanted to kind of stick with those cool tones. But let's see. I'm gonna use this shade right here just to lay down a foundation of some shadow. So I'm gonna start with that kind of creamy shade right there with just a big old blending brush. But yeah, my kids' costumes were awesome. They held up. Blake and I, let's see, Blake did not dress up. I wore a dress that I thought kind of was like witch-like. It's a blue dress that I love. It has stars and it just looks really mystical. So I've worn it for like regular use before, but I figured, hey, if I'm gonna be having this Hogwarts backdrop and I'm kind of going for this more like wizard look, this is totally a witch wizard dress. So I did not utilize the trunk of my car because it is so tiny. I drive a Mini Cooper convertible and there's like very little trunk space. So I ended up taking a backdrop, like a photo backdrop of Hogwarts Castle, and I laid that over the back of my car. And then I had a little table and a trunk that people would have if they were students of Hogwarts, like a trunk that they would like pack their belongings in. It kind of looks like Newt Scamander's trunk, for those of you who are familiar with the Fantastic Beasts franchise. And I used that as my trunk for the trunk or treat. So that was really cool. So, and you can see I just kind of like laid down this light creamy shade. It's called, what is its actual name? Modern. And I laid that down to kind of get rid of any discoloration. Sometimes I use foundations or concealers to do this too. I do have a lot of freckles and veins and stuff that show in my eyes, but you can also accomplish this with a neutral colored eyeshadow if you have the same issues that I have. Hard to pick, says Allison. She likes both eyeshadow palettes. I love that. And kids have had it a week. I'm just getting it. Oh, I hope that you recover quickly, Allison. Rachel says, such a clever idea. I love it. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, if we do the trunk or treat next year, I'm totally going to do the same thing because it was great. And then I didn't give candy. I only had a couple of kids who were crabby about that. They were like, where's your candy? And I said, well, I don't have a candy. I was wondering if I should be doing the Teal Pumpkin Project, which is non-candy things to help kids who have allergies. So I had ended up buying a bunch of glow sticks, and I did that instead. So let's see, what do I want to do? I honestly think I'm just going to go like a very basic autumnal matte brown eyeshadow look. So for, once again, like this is what's so great is I could, if I wanted to, I could have gone for the greens and really kind of played with the green in my shirt. You know, you can go up and down. You can play with kind of those cool tones with the purples and the blue, but today I'm just going to go along this. And honestly, you don't have to do it tic-tac-toe. You can do it however you like, but this allows you, it's just the easy button. It's just the easy button to make it easy for you. So I'm just going to use these 3, but I might also do a little pop of the shimmer later. So I'm going to work in these. I'm going to use this matte light brown shade right now for my transition shade. So with that, I'm going to use that same brush, that fluffy blending brush. And a transition shade is really great, particularly if you're new to eyeshadows or if you just want to do something simple. It just goes above and in your crease. And so you just do this kind of swiping back and forth, windshield wiper motion. Sometimes little circles will do. And you hold your brush towards the bottom. You want it to be a nice light coat of this eyeshadow. Nothing too dark, nothing sparkly. The transition shade just means that other colors will blend and transition into it. And you know the transition shade is done well when it looks great even just by itself. So this is why I'm saying it's like a great beginner eyeshadow technique, is to understand how to do those transition shades. So I have a slightly hooded eye. You can see right here I've got a little bit of that sag. So not only do I put it in the crease, but I go a little bit above. Otherwise you wouldn't see it because the crease is sucked up by the saggy eyelid. Yeah, so I really, really loved it. We handed out those glow up sticks, and I kept them straight, and I said that they were magic wands, and I was like, crack them when it turns dark, because it was a afternoon into evening event. And then I also built some of them into bracelets, some of them I built into necklaces, and then I even had this cool kit where you could take the glow sticks and make them into glow up necklaces. It was so neat. I got it off Amazon, so if anyone wants the link to it, let me know, because if you are someone who still needs to get your goodies for Halloween, these are really cool. It's just like a different option. So you can see the difference. Once again, I use this matte brown shade down here in this lower corner as the transition shade. And that's all it is, but it really added some warmth and dimension to my eyes. And now I'm just gonna do it on this other side right here. So just going, I almost go, because of the sag of my eyelid, I go really where kind of that eye bone is, that ocular bone. And I just go back and forth nice and light. You always want to start light because you can always build from there. Peekaboo eyeshadow is my life, right, Allison? Hooded eyes, no joke. Rachel says, glow sticks, that's so fun. I know, I just wanted to do something different. And as I said, I was kind of debating back and forth if I should be doing like the teal pumpkin project, because I have a teal car, where I would do non-edible things so that way kids with allergies wouldn't have to worry. So I ordered all these glow sticks. And it ended up being awesome, because I just told them, like, these are your magic wands, and I kind of went with the Harry Potter theme of it all. So that was really nice and neat, and we have tons extra, so we might just use those for our Halloween things as well. So, like our real Halloween, not just the thing at the kids' school. So you can see when you're blending our transition shade, you just really don't want to have any harsh edges. You just want it to kind of just, you know, not really notice when it begins and when it ends. So I bring it down into that crease and just lightly blend it back and forth. I will tell you, it looks like I've got a little bit more product on this eye than this eye. So I'm just going to tap it in. And as I said, you can always build a little bit more color. Always build it. So let me know, what are you all doing for Halloween? Do you have your costumes? Tell me what your costumes are going to be. This is the first year that my kids are not doing a joint costume theme, and our family is no longer doing a joint costume theme, and a little piece of my soul died when they decided that they didn't want to have joint themes. I was so sad. So we are not necessarily like going to do anything big as a family. I might just wear that mystical blue dress again and throw on a witch hat and just kind of keep it basic rather than going hardcore. I will say, like, going to Disney threw me off my Halloween game. Like, I have not prepared as much as I normally would. Honestly, I even usually do my holiday shopping mostly before Halloween. I have not. So next time I do a October trip, I'm gonna have to plan differently. All right, so I've got these shadows on for my transition shade. And what I'm going to do next, let's see, Gloria says, for palette 10, can the purplish color be used for anything besides eyeshadow? I'm allergic to pink purple eyeshadow. Can the purplish color be used for anything else besides this one right here? I bet, so if you're saying you do not want to use that, yeah, you can just totally substitute anything else. Like, you don't have to go in this line, Gloria. You can mix it up however you'd like. So if you wanted to, you could do this shade and then this shade and this shade, or you could do this shade with the green and the blue. So if you just kind of wanted to ignore that purple one, you could. If you're trying to ask, like, where else can you use it on your face, it might even be kind of fun to utilize in a bit of a blush if you wanted to go for more of a mauve-y blush and see how that worked for you. Or if you're allergic to purple pink eyeshadow all over your face, then just ignore that one. Just ignore that one. All right, I am gonna go in now and add a little bit more definition with this darker shade in the center here, this nice dark matte. And I kind of work things up. But I will say, when you move on from just the transition technique, it starts to look a little different. So it's like it comes together when you're done with all your makeup. It's a trust the process kind of thing from here on out. So I'm taking my fluffy crease brush. This is a little bit more densely packed bristles than the blending brush. And I'm just going to go into that matte brown shade and tap it off there. What I'm going to do at this point is I am going to go in that outer V. So you can already see naturally where my shadow is of that bone, that kind of ocular bone area right here. So I'm just going to enhance that just a smidge, and I make like a V or a 7 shape. This is a great technique for anyone to learn. It's great on almost all eye shapes, and I'm just very lightly, once again, holding it down at the bottom because we want to just lightly place that product, and then we can blend it out from there. I love this because you just kind of follow the direction. If you took your brush from the nostril to the edge of your eye, I'm just kind of following that line right there. That's ideally where like your brows should end as well, but it just really helps show you all of the real estate that you have on your eyelid. A lot of people just put their eyeshadows like right here, but if you bring it out here, it's going to make your eyes look a little bit bigger and a little bit more dramatic. So I'll do it again on this side right here. I'm just drawing a light line following that brow line with this darker matte brown shade right here. Gloria says that sounds good. Just allergic to eyeshadows and not on the face. It's weird that way. There's several people that have an issue kind of with the pink and purples, just eyeshadows across the board, you know what I mean? It's not necessarily Minute with Mary products. So you are not alone in that, Gloria. Do not worry. It is weird. We all got little weird things. So once again, this is where my crease is, but if I put it in the crease, it's just going to get sucked up. And then you can kind of see this eyelid, just thanks to age and time, it's starting to get a double sag. So you can see the initial sag and then like the double sag. So when you're applying eyeshadows, and if you have hooded eyes like I do, not only do you want to do it with your eyes a little closed or kind of like sleepy eyes, but then what you're going to do when you're doing something in and around that crease area is you actually want to look at yourself straight on in the mirror and see if you can see the color that you just applied. Like, see how that almost all just got sucked up? So when that happens, you just apply it with your eyes a bit more open. A bit more open. So I have to clean the costumes and try to figure out how to face paint my daughter to look like an avatar a little bit better than we did. My husband Blake actually did it. I started to do the base of the blue, and then I was running around getting things ready for the trunk or treat that Blake took over, and my daughter did not like how it came out when Blake did it. So she's like, Mama, you need to do it for Halloween. This is not the way I wanted. Daddy added yellows and greens, and I didn't want yellows and greens. So we may have to do a practice run at some point this week. All right, so I'm just really taking this nice light crease brush and just adding that definition and blending it just like I did for the transition shade. You don't really want to see where it begins or where it ends in this kind of an eyeshadow look. We're just trying to add some dimension and depth to that outer corner of the eye, and you can see it just made my eyes look a little bit more big and dramatic. And I have this issue, as I said, I'm starting to get this double sag of my eyelid, so sometimes it makes it look like I have an extra bit of eyeshadow, but really it's just the eye socket. So when you have droopiness to your eyes, every once in a while, take a look and see, is it the way that you want it to look when your eyes are actually open? Because generally your eyes are open more than they are closed. Gloria says, correct, it's all brands. I've tried so many. I'm sorry, Gloria. You're gonna have to like look in the ingredients and see what it is. It'd be really interesting to know what it is that's bothering you. Rachel says, I wonder if you could use your makeup primer first and then all of your blue eyeshadows to do her makeup. That's a great question, Rachel. That's a great question, because I used like cream, like face paint stuff, but yeah, let me look into that. She might like that better. Okay, so this is really simple. This is just those 3 bottom matte shades, the cream, and then I did this light brown as the transition, and then I did this darker, deeper brown in the outer corner. This is just a really great look. Like every single day, you can rock this for Thanksgiving. You can rock this at work or on Zoom calls. It doesn't have any shiny aspect to it, so if you're someone who doesn't really like that kind of shimmer to it, you can rock and roll with this. You can add color. You can go in with eyeliners. What I am going to do, because I do like a little shimmer, is I am going to go in with this shade right here. It's just one of the ones in this beautiful palette 10, and I'm actually going to take my finger and just pat it on the center of my lid. Just a little bit of that product, just to kind of give it a little something magical, right? When you have hooded eyes or kind of texture to your eyes, You may not want to necessarily add a lot of sparkle everywhere, but if you do have some light catching products and you put it more in this inner portion of your eye, it is going to help catch that light and make things look a little bit more open. So you can see the difference just to those two. Let me know, is this something that you feel like you could do? Like it's something like, okay, I could rock that look, and do you feel like you'd be capable of doing what I just did? I always want to make sure that the techniques that I'm sharing with you and the types of makeup looks that I'm sharing with you are useful, so that way you can try it and you can feel more confident when it comes to your makeup skills. All right, so I'm just putting a little bit of that. It's almost like pixie dust eyeshadow. When you use a more densely packed brush, it will come out a bit stronger, but I just wanted a little bit of sprinkle on that lower lid. So once again, these are the 3 shadows that I mainly used. I added a little bit of that shimmer shade right there on the lid, and we should be good to go. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take off these eye masks. Whoop! They're so good. And I just kind of pat in if there's any product left. Nope, I let them sit on pretty long, and I am going to go in with some eye cream. So friends, if your eyes are looking a little haggard, whether it's just because you're tired or if it's age, getting yourself some proper eye cream and eye products is going to be a game changer for you. You're going to have to wear less concealer and less makeup products because you're really taking care of that skin. You know, whether it's the quality of it, the quality of your skin, the hydration of your skin. And when you are able to have healthier skin, as I said, you just have to wear less makeup because there's less to kind of deal with all that kind of stuff. So I love to put on a little bit of that concealer, that eye cream before I put on concealer to keep up with that hydration. And I just kind of pat it in, make sure that it gets absorbed. I'm going to put a little extra primer, face primer, right here where I have my largest pores, if I can find it, because I put it on earlier. Maybe, there we go. Did you like that little sound? It's like my brain. So I'm taking just a smidge more of that face primer. I think my eye masks might have been covering some of this area, so I just want to make sure that I'm covering it up. Rachel says there's a drag queen, Juno Birch, who uses blue eyeshadows to do her whole face all the time. Her drag character is a soft blue alien. Rachel, can you send me her pictures so that way I can see? Because you're right, maybe I can just use eyeshadows to make my daughter into an avatar. All right, I'm gonna do a collagen right now. If you're not taking liquid collagen and you wanna try it out, I do have a 30-day, I have a 14-day money-back guarantee, so you can try it out, see if you like the taste, the texture, and if you do not 100% love it, I send you all your money back. I do have a 90-day love it guarantee where if you don't get the results or anything like that you want, you're gonna get product credit back. So you wanna take it daily. I am gonna take one moment. It takes me about like three sips to drink it. It has a citrus taste to it. The viscosity, so like how thick it is, it kind of reminds me of like a maple syrup kind of texture to it. And I don't know, I find it very pleasant. Some people like to chill it in the fridge. They like it better a little cold. You see, I got to shake it up a little bit. I always recommend, whether it's makeup or skincare or even your liquid collagen, that you shake things up just to make sure that all the ingredients are where they should be. I did it in 2 today, but this is incredible. It's going to help with hair, skin, and nails. I mean, my hair has been so healthy. Even Blake has been saying, he's like, oh my gosh, your hair looks so good. I'm like, I know, it's the collagen. It really makes a huge difference. So if you haven't seen the before and afters, definitely check it out. And if it's something you're interested in learning more about, you can just go to the links in the comments and either fill it out if you're a new customer, or if you're new to Minute with Mary, or if you're a current customer of mine, just fill those out and I can see what your needs are and I can help you out. All right, so let's get going with this face makeup. Have you ever tried like a creamy based foundation, or do you wear powders? So one of the cool things when it comes to creams is you can just easily blend them together to create just like a 1-layer makeup look. You can of course go fuller coverage and do more, but I just think that they're really versatile, and you can use them to contour, you can use them to highlight, all sorts of great things. So today I'm going to be using my stick foundations. And I'm going to be using 3 different shades of them to show you that kind of highlighting and contouring, but all creating in just 1 layer. So I'm going to take my lightest shade, which is the shade Scarlet, and I'm just going to go down the center of my face. And this is where light would normally catch. So when you're talking about kind of highlighting on your face, you think about kind of the center area of your face. I personally love to under contour, like what I call opposite of contour. I highlight underneath that cheekbone to make the contour pop a little bit more. And then I'm also going to use this as my concealer area. So you can use either your regular concealer or you could use your stick foundation. And this, once again, is the shade Scarlet. So this is my lightest shade. I'm about to be turning vampire, so I need to make sure that I'm nice and light. Then what I'm going to go in and do is I'm going to do the opposite. I'm going to take my darker shade for my contouring, and this is just going to add warmth, a little bronze, kind of slim things down a little bit. So let me know, friends, what are you doing for Halloween? Do you pass out trick-or-treats? Do you, so I'm going right here. This is going to be more like my bronzy shade. This is the shade Cashmere. Sometimes I use Chenille, but I felt like going for a little bit more of an autumnally kind of shade. And then, let's see, I'll do a little under here, do a little bit here. So really I'm just kind of working on those cheekbones. I personally go around my forehead just a smidge. You don't have to. And then I am going to do a little bit of the nose contour, and I go underneath my lip to add a little bit of a faux shadow. So this adds dimension. We're adding in that fake shadow. And then anywhere else you'd like, you can do your regular face shade. So this is my normal skin tone. This is the shade Organza. And I'm just gonna go and kind of draw anywhere that I didn't have those other products to even it out. So let me know if you've ever done a technique like this. So it's a one layer cream kind of based product. When you're blending this, you do it lightest to darkest, because if you do darkest to lightest, you're just gonna make a big old mess on your face and you'll be quite sad. I am probably gonna use like a sponge right down the center, but we're gonna see how it goes. So I'm just gonna use my kabuki brush and pressing it into the skin. This kind of a product is great if you have dry skin, if you have more mature skin. This time of year, while we're like turning on our heat and we're adjusting to, you know, the more fall weather, it's a great time to kind of figure out, is your foundation sitting on your face the way that you want it to? Or are you looking a little dry? You know, what kind of things can you be doing differently? So the cool thing with a cream-based foundation is you just press it into your skin and it kind of like melts and molds to your face. It's not going to look like it's sitting on it. And it's really, really easy to use. It's like you draw a crayon on your face. So I just went and I did that kind of highlight area underneath my eyes. I'm now going to go in the center of the forehead. So yeah, the trunk or treat was a success. We're going to have Halloween coming on up. And I have been so bad about getting my Halloween stuff ready. For the past 2 years, I organized a Halloween parade in my neighborhood. We made flyers and signs and we passed them out to every single neighbor's house. My kids and I went around, and they even would go in costumes and like let people know like there's gonna be a Halloween parade. And of course, Halloween the past 2 years has been on the weekends. So I'm going underneath, that's what I said, like my fake contour, like kind of underneath that cheekbone line. And that's really gonna help make it pop. And so the past 2 years I've done that, and it's been amazing. It's brought the whole neighborhood together. Like, I didn't even know this many people lived in my neighborhood. I didn't know this many people with kids lived in my neighborhood. It has been so, so, so fun. And then this year, I just got a really late start to getting things set up. It's a combination between like our trip to Disney. I almost said our Christmas trip. Oh goodness. And a huge part of it has honestly been my long COVID. One of my issues with my having long COVID is that I have a bit of like brain fog and I'm exhausted and things just, my brain just isn't what it used to be. It's not what it used to be. I am actually going to use a different brush to work with this contour area. You don't have to, but because I have it, I'm going to choose to do that. So you can see how like skin-like that foundation became, the brighter areas and then the regular areas. And now I'm just going to work in this color that's going to work more as a warming. But you can see it's not like I did layer on layer on layer. It's just one layer of makeup that I'm now blending seamlessly together. So you're not going to have a heaviness to it. It's just really going to be like your skin, which is pretty cool. So yeah, I normally, as I said, I've made flyers, I've done Facebook posts, I've made posters that I've put at the front of the neighborhood, and I have just been so bad at it. And I've had a couple neighbors reach out like, are you not doing it this year? And I'm like, no, I'll do it. But it's not like a grand parade. Like when I say parade, like we don't have a band, we don't have anything like that. It's literally just like the kids and the families. We start at my house and we march down the street, and then everybody goes and trick or treats. And for the first 2 years, that was like prime pandemic time, so we had to, follow the rules of the governor and stuff at that point, and trick or treat, at a distance and everything. And now things obviously are different, and I don't know, like, do people just want to go back to regular trick or treating, or do they like the parade? So I don't, it was just all these elements combined where I just didn't really know what to do. And I finally made a Facebook post, and I thought, okay, I'll make a big poster and I'll put it at the front of the neighborhood. Our neighborhood only has one entrance. So I thought if I make a big poster, everyone will see it. I won't have to make the flyers. I won't have to pay for the hundreds of flyers. It'll be fine. I'm going back with that original foundation brush right now, and I'm just going to blend right where the edges are, where the light and dark shade meet, to make it look seamless. Just like the eyes, blending is key. But it's been raining. It's been raining almost every day, or there's fear for it. So I don't want to create like a big poster board and then have it just rain all over it. So I don't know what to do, friends. I just don't know. But we are going to do it in some way, shape, or form, even if I just put a sign up on that day. And everyone will just meet in front of my yard again, and it'll be great. But I just didn't have the time or energy or bandwidth to create all those flyers and do it all. Does it ever happen to you where like you've done these things before and then life gets in the way and you're like, oh my gosh, I just can't even fathom spending all this time and energy on something that I would have normally done in the past? So we will see. We will see. I think next year I need to have like a committee and just be like, can someone else help? Allison says, I hear that COVID, brain fog, and late diagnosed ADHD, non-functional catastrophe. Oh my gosh. Yeah, that does sound like a catastrophe. I'm so sorry. So you can see, this is this like one layer of this makeup. I use my stick foundation once again. I did light shade and then my regular skin tone shade and then a warmer, like a deeper shade for my contouring, and just kind of adding those angles back to my face. This created a nice like light to medium coverage. You can still see some of my freckles and everything, some of my natural coloring shining through. I will say that part of my holiday deals is going to be a cream product that you can use on all different areas of your face, particularly your lips and your cheeks. So if you're someone who's been looking for like a cream blush, that's going to be coming. In the meantime, I'm going to use a lip butter. If you are not on my texting list and you want to be added, make sure you fill out that form in the comments, whether you're a current customer or someone who's new to Minute with Mary, because I would hate for you to miss out on any of the upcoming holiday deals that I've got going on. They are actually starting November 1st. I've done holiday deals in the past starting on Black Friday. And I always tell people, I'm like, to me, the holiday season starts with Halloween. That's when you start the fun food. That's when you start the fun decorations. But over the past couple of years, just shipping has been bananas. Things are so delayed. And I don't want you to have to worry about ordering something, say Black Friday or Cyber Monday, and then just not having it on time. And I know a lot of people actually want to have some makeup and skincare and stuff by Thanksgiving so that they can be feeling fabulous for that too. So I'm actually starting, and I'm going to have 10 different bundles. 10 different bundles, and they're going to drop on every Tuesday and then every Friday, I believe. I need to double check the calendar. But if you want to be on my text remind list, or if you would like to get the emails, please, 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 I can't stress it enough. You got to fill out those forms below. you can't, sadly, you can't depend upon social media to always show you everything. And I would hate for you to miss out on something that you would love if it was on sale. So you could always, of course, touch my little freckled nose and request to get the notifications when I go live. But I'm telling you, be safe rather than sorry. Fill out those forms and you will be all set. All right, so here is kind of that one layer of makeup that I've got going on. What do you think? What do you think? I don't normally wear the stick foundation. I do kind of wear when it does get dry. But I wanted to try this technique out and I'm pretty happy with it. I am going to go in with my spray, my settings, my set and, what is it? Prime and set mist. There we go. There's my brain fog. And I'm going to do a light layer of this. And what this is going to do is it's just going to really kind of lock that makeup in place. You can take a damp blending bud. You can honestly just take your foundation brush that you just had, just like I am. And I'm first just going to go over all of those light areas. And this is just going to lock that makeup in place so that that way it doesn't want to shift around and do anything like that. You can, of course, put a translucent setting powder or a face powder on top of this if you want to minimize some of the dewiness a little bit. So it's up to you. It's up to you with what kind of finish you want to have. Rachel said, so excited for those upcoming bundles. Crossing my fingers, one of them will have the eye cream. I know, I'm hoping so too, Rachel. So I don't know either. And that's why I'm like, I want everyone to be on one of those lists because I don't know. Like, I can't give you early knowledge about what anything is. You're going to find out when I find out. Okay, so let's wrap up these eyes and then I'm going to head to one of my favorite places in the world, Trader Joe's. I love me some Trader Joe's. So of course I utilized palette number 10. I did these 3 shades with a pop of some shimmer right there. I'm going to take that light matte tan and I'm going to now smoke out underneath this eye right here. So rather than utilizing like a big thick pencil eyeliner underneath, you can use one of your matte or one of your eyeshadows. And it's really going to also help make your eye look bigger. It's going to make your eyeshadow look more complete and cohesive. So it's a great thing. If you've never tried this technique, I totally recommend you do, especially if you have eye wrinkles or creasing. This just kind of covers it up. So it's kind of like a 2-in-1. It's like if that's a problem zone anyway, you can cover it up with eyeshadow. So I kind of like to wear the more transition shade for my under eyes. That way it's not too awfully dark. You can of course always bring your deeper shade back down. This brush had some of that deeper shade in it, so it might have just melded them a little bit together and that's totally fine. I'm gonna brush through my eyebrows. Man, I have got a little tickle in my throat, don't I? I like to brush through my eyebrows. As you can see, they're super thick. They've gotten a little thicker even as I've used my collagen. That's a fun thing. A lot of people are seeing the growth in their brows and in their eyelashes. My mom, who just recently started taking the collagen, that's where she's seeing it. She's like, I'm seeing it in my hair and in my eyebrows first. So it's just, it's so exciting to see because everyone's results are very personal about where you start to see the differences pop on up. I'm going to finish up this eyeshadow look, as I said. So the eyes are done. I do want to do a little bit of eyeliner, taking just a pencil black eyeliner, and I'm going to go right underneath these lashes right here. And this is called tight lining. If you have limited eyelid real estate, but you like to have that look of the eyeliner because it adds fullness, doing this method is very, very good. It really just kind of gives you that fullness that you're looking for. You're basically just coloring that skin between the eyelashes and the eyeball. And I like to even bring it up a little bit and wiggle it in between those lashes. And this is great because you don't have to take up any of that space on that lower lid, but it adds a little bit of pop. Let me know in the comments. Can you see a difference between these 2 eyelashes? Let me know, let me know, let me know. I will say that generally my holiday specials include a mascara one. They generally have that. I too hope that something will happen with the eye cream. You know, for fun, let me know. What do you want? What do you want in my holiday bundles? Because I was even thinking, I'm like, you know, if there's one bundle that that I really want and we don't get it from the company, maybe I can make my own. Maybe I can make my own little bundle. So wiggling it right in there if you needed to. If you're not used to this, as I said, you can just kind of hold those lashes up and take that pencil and wiggle it right in there. Allison says, yes, looks amazing. Yay, thank you so much. Oh, this tickle in my throat, friends. It just will not quit. I am going to take a white. You can use a white or a nude pencil eyeliner and go on the bottom. You can, of course, use the black down there as well. I like to make it look a little bit bigger, personally. So I take that white. There we go. I also like to take a white and pop it on that kind of inner corner area where your tear duct is. I'm doing this because I'm tired looking. I was sick this weekend, and it just kind of brightens things up. So having a handy dandy little white, whether it's eyeshadow or eyeliner, it's going to make a big difference for you. Let's get to going with some mascaras. I like to keep my mascara in my bra. It helps warm it up, and when it's warm, it goes on smooth like butter. Smooth like butter. So I do start things off with my lash primer. If you have not tried lash primer, it is included in the link in the comments where I included all of the items that I wear today. And you just apply it to your lashes just like if it was mascara. This is a daily deep conditioning treatment for your lashes. It's going to make your mascara results even better. Keep them nice and separated. It's just awesome. And I have found that it holds onto my mascara better because I do have allergies and I wear contacts, and sometimes my eyes get a little weepy. And when I wear the lash primer, it just makes me not have any issues. Like sometimes of year, like if my allergies are really bad, I have to wear waterproof mascara. But if I wear lash primer with a non-waterproof mascara, I'm fine. I am absolutely fine. So now I'm taking my 40. This is this awesome like volumizing mascara. It's got little fibers built inside of it. You can't see them, but it really kind of keeps your mascara nice and thick and voluminous. So I take it right to the base of those lashes, and I kind of just wiggle. I wiggle and I spin a little bit, and that's going to help comb through the lashes and really disperse that mascara and those fibers beautifully to give me nice, thick, long lashes. And here's another little tip for you. If you love your lashes to look long, you just kind of pounce on the tips back and front, or you can hold it this way and kind of paint the tips, really making sure that the tips of your lashes are getting a nice amount of product. Rachel says, I always get at least one mascara bundle every year. The 4D mascara is my favorite. Yay! I love it. Love it, love it. Lift and separate. Yeah, it basically helps you. It's like a bra for your eyelashes. Oh my goodness gracious. Allison, you crack me up. I've missed you. So I'm just taking once again this lash primer. So fill out that form if you haven't. It's just in the comments. Whether you are a current customer of mine or you have not yet been a customer, there's a different form for you there, just so I can get to know you and help you as best as I can. And lastly, I do have a new like text reminder list. So you may already be on the one that I've had, but I am going to be making it even better for you. So you can see I'm just really putting that product, and now I'm going to do that wiggle and twist, wiggle and twist. Such a great mascara. Rachel, I know, wears glasses. This is my favorite mascara on days when I wear glasses because you want to have that volume. You want people to see your lashes from behind those lenses. There we go. Oh, love it. I just love this mascara so much. I can't get enough of it. All right. So we've got the foundation on. You can see it just looks really, really natural, and that is the stick foundation. I did it in just a single layer across my face using a highlight shade and a contour shade. I used palette number 10 with these gorgeous, just neutral browns. It is on sale in this month's special if you'd like to grab it, or you can grab it by yourself, but I did these three down below. Great palette for the holidays. Honestly, this palette will last you over a year. So if you're in the market for a new eyeshadow palette, that's going to be a great one for you to check out. And lastly, I'm going to go in with what I think is just like the perfect autumn lip. I am not usually like a brown toned lip person, but this one, A, I love the name, and B, it just does something for me. It just does something for me. It's called Dirty Chai. It's one of my new 10-hour wear splash matte lip products. So what you're going to do is you're going to take the product and then swipe it on your lower lip, press it together, and you can see it's kind of like a I mean, it's called Dirty Chai, so you could think of it as a chai. And I just mush the lips lightly together. And now I go in and I add some definition. You do not need a thick coat of this. If you wear too thick of a coat, it's going to take a little while for it to set. So I go in and add some definition just along the edge. See how pretty? It's just such a gorgeous color. And it's got like a nice cool undertone to it, so it makes my teeth look super white. Dirty Chai is its name. And I just think it's such a perfect lip shade for fall. And if you're someone who, maybe you don't like to wear, like bold red or berry colors, this is a great shade that can take you throughout the whole winter season too. And then I'm just going to take whatever is left and just really kind of fill in that whole lip area. When you're wearing a long-lasting lip product, you want to take the time to really make sure that it looks the way that you want it to, because it's going to look that way for 10 hours. Now, what makes this lipstick come off within that 10 hours? Oils. So if you have salad dressing, if you eat something kind of buttery, just keep it in your purse. But if you're not eating anything with oil and you don't bite your lips too much, this should stay on for 10 hours. Matte, though, means it's not going to have that shimmer. So if you do like a glossy look, you can put a gloss on top, but that also will break down the 10-hour wear. What do you think of this color? I love it. It's called Dirty Chai once again. It is included inside that link in the comments if this is something you wanted to try out. As I said, nice light coat. If you wanted to, you could blot it. I personally just kind of find that if I let it sit for a couple of minutes, then I'm good to go. You can drink your coffee, you can eat your lunch, you can kiss your honeys, you can get changed. You're not going to have to worry about the lipstick budging or moving around. Now, there are tons of different shades. I've got berries and pinks and reds, but really what it comes down to is I wanted to go for a really neutral, simple, autumnal look that you can rock every single day, or you can wear, for upcoming Thanksgiving and all of November. And I just thought that this one hit the mark. What do you think? Just really sticking with kind of these brown shades, a nice natural kind of glow to the foundation. So this is that cream stick foundation. You can see the dewiness. So oftentimes I ask people, like, do you like a dewy finish? And they say, I don't know what dewy means. Dewy is this. It's kind of this just natural sheen that is happening on my face. So if you like the coverage and the look of the cream foundation, but you don't necessarily like the creaminess, the dewiness, you can actually take a powder, whether it's a powder foundation or a setting powder, and you can just lightly kind of tap that on it, and that will help get rid of it. So I'll just show you just right now on my chin, for example. So I'm just going to take a little bit of my face powder and just go like that. And so it's just going to dull it just a smidge. If I wanted to really mattify it, I would use my prime and set powder. But sometimes I like to just mattify right under my eyes, because what that does is it takes away the shine from my bags and my pores. So sometimes I like to have the dewiness on the rest of my face, but by just going and putting a little bit of powder right there where I don't want the texture to show, I don't want the physical bags, and I don't want the pores to show, the rest of the face can be glowy and happy. But now the things that I'm not super confident about are hidden, all while being hydrated. All right, let me know. It is a cinnamony color, exactly. That's why I love the name Dirty Chai. Let me know your thoughts on this. Let me know if this is a lip color that you would wear, because as I said, it's not something that I would normally wear, but all of a sudden I'm like really digging it. So you're probably gonna see it on me a lot this upcoming season. Thank you for tuning into this Minute with Mary. Don't forget, the items that I used in this video are included in the comments. And also, if you haven't filled out a form yet, if you're a customer of mine, you could fill out the current customer form. If you're new to Minute with Mary, click that out, because I'd love to get to know you better and help you feel fabulous for this upcoming fall season. Thank you for tuning in, and I will talk with you later. Take care.